What's going on, everybody? So today we're gonna be talking about the 6 exercises that all men need to be doing to build the most muscle fastest. I've narrowed it down to these 6 exercises because I've been doing them as long as I've been weightlifting. They've helped me build that athleticism, that power, and that cover model body that I've been able to accomplish. So literally you could build an amazing physique with just these 6 exercises and nothing else and still have just amazing results. Granted, your nutrition is on point. So real quick note, yes, ladies, you can definitely be doing this. I highly recommend you do this, but I did want to target this more for men because we do tend to want that V taper, and women seem to go for that hourglass shape. First up, we need to be talking about the deadlift. The deadlift is literally the #1 exercise that you can be doing for your overall body. The deadlift will literally hit every single muscle in your body. You need to be doing this to build an amazing aesthetic, thick, built body. It's so important that you lift as heavy as you can, obviously with good form, so that you can get the most bang for your buck. When you lift heavy with the deadlift and all other lifts that I'm gonna talk about today, it's gonna help with so much, such as strengthening your central nervous system. It's gonna help with the production of growth hormones so that you can lift heavier in all other lifts. And then also it's gonna help you boost your testosterone levels. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and move into exercise number 2, that is the barbell squat. This is literally the king of hitting your legs and growing your legs. If you have knee problems, I'm sorry, that's probably not for you. Maybe you gotta go to the leg press, do some machines, but if your knees are fully healthy and you're good to go, do not shy away from doing heavy squats as well. It literally hits every single muscle in your leg, from your calves to your quads, to your hamstrings, to your glutes, to your booty cheeks. Women love a nice booty. And then even your core and your lower back. Make sure you're doing your squats. All right, and so throughout this video, I'm gonna give you a couple of tips. You know, this is not gonna be the video for techniques and exactly how you do each movement. We'll make separate videos for those, but I do wanna just drop tips as we go. So for example, first one I wanna give you is when you're doing a squat, if you want to emphasize more on your quad, what you can do is, besides there's so many cool ways that you can twist your feet and angle your feet, but if you come from the side, what you're gonna do is come down to 90 degrees like you're sitting back on a chair. Just push your booty back, back, stop right about there. You're sitting on the chair and then up. Back, up, 90 degrees. And then if you wanna go ahead and hit the glutes more, go past 90 degrees. Back, a little lower, up. Back, a little lower, up. And then if you want to go, you're a little more advanced and your technique is great. Some people don't believe in this, but I personally like to do ass to grass, is what we call it, is where you're going as far down as possible and coming back up. Far back as possible and coming up. Personally, as an athlete and me playing basketball, I used to wrestle back in the day, I really believe that it helps with explosiveness and overall muscle development. All right, and real quick, before everybody gets on my ass, it's like, it's not necessary to go ass to grass. I understand that. There's a whole bunch of people on this side that say scientific studies show there's no benefits to going ass to grass, and then some people on this side that are highly educated say, you can definitely do it, it's no problem, science says this. Well, you choose. Now that I think about it, if Arnold did it, I'm gonna do it. What are you gonna say to Arnold?
I'm back.
All right, so now we're gonna move on to number 3. That is the bench press. This is the king of the upper body. You're not only gonna hit your chest, but you're gonna hit your shoulders and your triceps. There's a couple different angles that you can do. Obviously, you can just do flat barbell bench press. You can do incline barbell or dumbbell bench press, or you can even do decline barbell or dumbbell bench presses. The barbell bench press flat is gonna hit the overall chest. If you have a weak upper chest or it's not as defined, you may wanna start your workouts with more incline presses. Like Arnold, once again, he says he would train his upper chest at different angles. Some people just go like this, but then you might wanna kick, come back here, kick. Try different angles so that you can get all that development in here. Let's walk over here real quick. All right, so let me show you real quick a tip for dumbbell bench presses, which are great. You want to do these too. When you're coming to the dumbbell bench presses, a lot of people tend to do this, and I used to do this as well. They go 90 degrees and they come real low. My shoulders are ripping out right now. After a while, when you keep trying to go heavier, you're gonna end up hurting your shoulder. So a quick tip, turn just not fully like this, a neutral grip. you want to turn about 45-degree angles or somewhere around there, and it'll take a lot of stress off your shoulders. Just by doing that little trick, instead of coming 90 degrees, just turn a little bit and then come up. All right, so now we're gonna move to exercise number 4. That's gonna help you get that V shape, that superhero body, and that's gonna be pull-ups. So when you're doing pull-ups, it's gonna hit your lats, your upper back, and your biceps. Pull with your elbows, bring your head above the bar, and then just know that the wider you go, the harder it's gonna be. And when I say pull-ups, I don't mean chin-ups. When you do chin-ups, these are great exercises, but for that wider back, stick to pull-ups, because when you're doing chin-ups, this is gonna emphasize a lot more of your biceps than normal pull-ups would. Still a great exercise. There's a couple different ways to do these, and a couple people are like, well, you should do it this way, you should do it that way. Once again, because obviously everybody on YouTube knows everything, but this is how I do it. But here, I'll meet you halfway. Some people prefer to literally do pull-ups where they come up and then they do a full dead hang and they come back up, dead hang, pull back up. Or if you're more like a bodybuilder and you're really trying to keep tension on the muscle, then right before you get that full extension on your arm, you stop right and keep a bend in your elbow. So I'm coming down and I'm gonna stop right there. I'm gonna come back up right before I lock out. And also, if you're able to do 15 to 20 pull-ups, you're ready to start adding weight. So you can slap on a belt if your gym has a belt where you can put weight on it, go buy one from Amazon or something. You can simply just bring a bench here, grab a dumbbell, step on the bench, put it in between your legs, cross your legs over, and just kind of do this thing and then pull up. There's so many ways that, you can just add weight, put a backpack on, and that's gonna make you a lot stronger so that when you take the weight off, you'll be able to do a lot more pull-ups with just your body weight. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to exercise number 5, and that is barbell bent over rows, or you can actually use dumbbells as well. There's a couple different ways, different angles that you can hit the back, but overall when you do heavy or just barbell rows in general, great back exercise for overall development. Let's start right here. Overhand grip, not teaching much technique here. Start with the main way I like to do it. I push my booty back, I let the bar hang, my arms are straight, right past my knees, and I like to pull to my belly button. Always pulling, envisioning that I'm pulling with my elbows, okay? And what that's doing right now is helping build the traps and the upper back. If you want to emphasize more of the middle back and the lats, you can go ahead, I'm sure you've seen people do it like this, and it's good to work both angles. Push your booty back, all the way down. You ever seen people go pretty much 90 degrees? Pull your shoulders back, chest up, and then pull to your chest now. And when you pull to your chest, that's gonna be more emphasis on the middle back and lats instead of, if we're more at like that angle, that's gonna do the traps and the upper back. So just like we were talking about with pull-ups, it's cool to do it both ways, overhand and underhand, but just know that when I come underhand, just like when we do chin-ups, it's great for your back, but now I'm using a lot more biceps. So if you want to get a really good back and bicep workout, do it underhand grip. All right, so we made it to exercise number 6, and that's gonna be your shoulder press / military press. And this can be done with a barbell or dumbbells, but I wanna give you a couple tips here. You can do them also seated or standing. Personally, I like standing the most. Always been a fan of it. And lifting heavy weight, I obviously lift a lot heavier than this, but there's different ways you can do this. You can come down to about chin level, and that'll be sufficient enough to really move more weight and hit more of the shoulders. But I like to get the most bang for the buck for just everything and use more muscle, so I like to come to the top of the chest and then all the way over the head, down to the chest, all the way over to the head. So the thing about that is when you're standing up, you're engaging a lot more of your core muscles. So I'm lifting heavy weight, I'm engaging my core, so it's working my core, my shoulders, rotator cuffs, traps, triceps. Standing is personally my favorite, but I always do dumbbell seated presses and also barbell seated. If you want to lift more weight, do seated, dumbbell or barbell. And what you can do is come to about 90-degree angles and come up. But then once again, if you want to work more of the muscles and your shoulders are okay, come down lower, get the full stretch, come up, okay? And another thing is if you have bad shoulders and it's hurting you, like the bench press, do that simple twist, tweak your grip, not like this, but just a little bit, 45-degree angles pretty much, and that should make your shoulders feel a lot better. We can do 90-degree angles, and then we can also do Arnold presses, where we're pressing and then we're twisting and coming in front of our face pretty much. And what it's doing is it's stretching my shoulder out much more so I can get a full stretch. and that hits the shoulders differently. So definitely don't forget about them Arnold presses. And last thing I wanted to go ahead and talk about is if we come over here real quick. I used to be a fan of these. I thought they made my traps bigger when I used to have big traps. It was behind the neck presses you'll see people do. And I used to be having, 135 plus and always do it. But thing is, it can really get you injured. Now, if you want to talk about scientific studies, one person say this, some people say this, but I really believe this, is there's really not that big of a deal when it comes to putting it behind your neck to grow the traps in the back of your shoulders. You can just do straight up military presses or dumbbell presses and be just fine. But the big thing is you're gonna save your shoulders in the long run. All right, so that's all I have for you today. That is the 6 exercises that every man should be doing to build muscle fast. If you enjoyed these tips, I would love it if you could leave a positive comment, share it with your family and friends. But real quick before we go, I just want to let you know, if you're struggling on your fitness journey and you're looking to transform your body and build muscle and lose anywhere from 20 to 40 pounds of pure body fat in just 90 days, I want you to connect with me either on Facebook or Instagram. Just either shoot me a message or comment on any of my posts with the word power, and I'll know what it's for, and let's have a conversation about where we can go with you and your fitness journeys. I would love to help you. Once again, this is Eric Zapata with Eric Zapata Fitness. I'll see you in the next video.